Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Let's Play X4 Foundation. So, we are back. We're just here at the split. Oh, I guess there's a criminal acting up. Oh, I guess was acting up. Anyways, so I just want to update you guys on how things are going. We got 19 mil, which is awesome. Things are slowly making money. Probably mostly the trade runs we've been doing. I bought a few more traders. We got 10 of them in total here, which is beautiful. All 10 are still there, which is a good thing. We got 5 scouts still. We got our 5 miners. You can see down here the selected objects if you don't feel like counting up to 3, you know. I built myself a new scout ship because I kept... what actually happened at one point was I sent all my scout ships out, accidentally sending my own ship out, and then I was stranded, so I built a new one. This one's actually slightly better. I gave it the engine 3, and I don't know if we gave them the best all-rounders before, but I did now. I think everything else was the same on that sense, but how's there argon flu in a place that we don't like argons? Maintenance hatch. Anyways, so yeah, we've been doing really good. I actually did some crystal mining because I'm trying to slowly find the white crystal for an achievement. You know, just doing it for fun over time. I'm just gonna let you know I made like 2.5 million spending like an hour over here. And here we have 19 million. Like you get the idea. Like the crystal mining now is not profitable really. Like it's a okay thing to do on the side for fun. You can make some money more depending on your luck and things like that. Maybe even certain xenon space, things like that. But I guess I'm trying to say is like as you know you're driving through the middle of the game, you're starting to do work on your economy, things like that. It's not as awesomely profitable as it would be at lower game, and that's why I like holding off. I like to do missions and things like that. And actually we learned, I've never done those military missions before. We learned easily that they were worth a lot of credits. Like you're getting like 3, 4, 500k. Sometimes they would even be double or triple them. It's just weird how those rewards work. But we were making many millions an hour just working on those missions. So that's pretty cool. Plus it works on your rep and things like that as well, which I like a lot. So talking about rep, we're going to do some station building here. Before we go, I want to tell you guys about trading and filtering a bit better. It's something I learned recently. I have been bad with filtering and trading the best. So, when we have this open and we're like, oh, let's zoom down here for fun. Say I'm working in this area, but, oh, what is all this crap? Is this argon cells? You don't want those, right? Well, what you can do is you can type in ZYA. So you just hover over the factions names, right? So these guys are HAT. These guys are ZYA. These are guys called ARG. And then, so you just hit enter and it filters it out. That's it. Now it's only ZYA, and let's say you want Talati here, right? So they're a TEL, right? So now it'll add theirs in there, and you can actually tell if it's working because it'll turn on or off the structures. Now the only downside is it will put these guys in play because they do have their own wharf and shipyard using the same lettering in it. But I think that's pretty much it in equipment dock. But that's not a big deal. I don't really care about that anyways. I mean, they're pretty much Talati anyways. They're security or whatever, the police for them. Now, the problem is when you're doing this, you're going to be like me and think, well, what the hell? Where's my property list? Because you got to click your ship and actually do this unless you're going to go like this every single time. Go down here, drop box, things like that. That would be a nightmare and annoying. Well, what you do is you put your organization in. So we put ours as Stone Legion, right? So if you do that, then you've just added it to the filter again, and now you got Stone Legion in there, and then your property list works. And then I can easily take this guy, right click and start doing the actions, and it works really, really well. So I wanted to share that with you. I actually got a few traders that are not so busy. I've left them alone because I do want to use them. This one that we gave him like 1.5 billion orders finally has finished his 1.5 billion orders. So you can tell that he's like leveled up to nothing. You remember when I worked so hard, I set this guy up with all those skills, and yet his piloting didn't even go up, I think, from a notch, as you can tell. I think his moral went up. It was like 1 2/3. I think it went finally that 1/3 left in there, but that was it. Isn't that kind of pathetic? Now, these guys, they were next to nothing, and look at the service crew. They've been leveling up to 2 stars and even a little past 2 stars. Go figure. That's kind of the issue with the leveling right now. So what I'm going to do later on, not right now, is I'm going to try something called distribute wares. And the way distribute wares works is you're supposed to be able to, so let's turn this filtering off. From my understanding, you pick one rare and it kind of, I guess the best term is it gangbangs it out. It doesn't look for the best trades. It doesn't look for the best sales. It doesn't do anything like that. From my understanding, it basically just pushes things out. So it's better to do it with something really cheap like energy cells, where you're not going to lose a lot of money from it, because it will try to sell even if it's at a loss. And that's where it becomes, I think, a problem. So if you do distribute wares and then you select, say, add or remove things, and then just say energy cells, and maybe a couple other cheap items on there. I don't know the full list of cheap items. And then you do confirm. As far as I know, it'll do its setup. I think it actually, I don't know if it has it's by the sector, because it doesn't even show the sector there. It just has confirm. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but I need him today, so we're not going to do that. But I thought you guys might find that interesting, and I'll play around with that and let you know a bit more on that later on. So what we want to do is work on our unknown station today. We want to start working on a bit of that research and getting some stuff done. Oh, look at that. Somebody that's making, what is that, a dragon maybe? So we're going to go, where are we? I think I was just walking around for fun. So we're going to go buy some of those blueprints we were talking about before. Now that we have some money, we want to work on our plot again a bit here. And we're going to work on building that station. And that'll take a while. It needs resources. I'll probably more than likely send my guys out to play fetch with it. But yeah, so we're going to go to the representative office here, which is at our wharf. I'm assuming it's usually at the same place. But if they get destroyed, they will go to another place eventually. So just keep that in mind. So here's the representative. So we could buy the license here now. Not worth it to me. Later on, when I have lots of money, sure. I'll buy your blueprints, please. And so this is where you start buying blueprints. And you're going to need a lot of these over time for different things. Like, for example, if you do defense missions, you're going to want to buy, things like the turrets down here. These turrets here are used not just for your own ships, but they're actually used for station defense as well. And when you own a shipyard, you can actually use the ship blueprints and build these ships and things like that, which is really cool too. But yeah, we're going to go through the list here quickly. So we have a basic docking one here. I don't know if I'm going to go with everything. I think I'm just going to go for what I need for this right now. I could go for a bunch of things here. Now, that's one medium dock, which kind of slow. I think I'll go with another one here. Now, you can go with the luxury dock or whatever. That's up to you. I wonder if I should go for the luxury duck. I just said duck. You can go with the standard. Let's go with the luxury one. I think it's like nicer looking. The reason I want 3Ms instead of just 1M and 6S is because all our ships are all our traders are medium ships. So if I need them later on to dock, I'd rather not have one ship at a time docking. I'd rather have 3 ships at a time docking. Makes sense, right? And then let's go down. Let's scroll through here. And, you probably want base connection structures here. This just lets you, basically these let you change things around, and they're just connectors, and they just have different looks to them. They might even have different shapes to help you be able to connect things a little easier. And cross connection structure. Oh, we already own that. These are your defense ones. You'll need those later on for the defense missions and things like that. I'm going to ignore them for now. And then I'm going to get a large of each of these. And solid as well. Or, yeah, solid. Oh, no, sorry. Solid. Yeah, container, liquid, and solid. That's the 3 storage types in the universe. This parlor is actually housing. You need this later on for workforces and things like that. You don't have to have workforces, actually, but they do increase your production. So let's just say you're producing 100 wares, and it uses 100 resources. Like, let's just say 100 ore and gives you 100 of whatever. If you add a workforce to it, it won't actually, it doesn't speed it up. It actually produces more. So let's just say now it produces 125, but it still uses 100 of those resources. So that's where the actual having a workforce actually really plays in well later on in the game, where it might seem kind of useless, but actually is really useful in that sense. So just keep that in mind. You wouldn't want them on your solar power plant probably. But probably a lot of other things it might be worthwhile. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm happy with that. There's the medium versions too. I might grab those because I'll probably want those later on. So I'm just thinking, you know what? I'll grab them. They'll cost us a bit, but they'll be for later on usage anyways. You know what? We don't need them right now. Let's just not bother. We're just wasting more money. I'm thinking of defense stuff, but I'm not doing defense stuff today, and that's later on. So, okay, so let's confirm.
Split wish you fortune.
Split wishes you fortune. Okay. Is he like Arnold Schwarzenegger with just like a slightly different accent? Look at all our ships here. Okay, so now that we own those, what we can do is go down to our station down here, or you can go through your property list. It doesn't matter. That's a bit weird. Don't I own my... Oh, there we go. It's because it was filtered on a sign. Okay, that's why. Anyways, so you go down here and you go plan build, and this is your layout. And so I guess as simple as it is, we need a dock, and that was actually what all it wanted. But you want a bit more because without the without more stuff, it's going to be annoying. So these are old plans, I guess. They're probably Argon blueprints too. So we're going to go here and we'll build our dock. We'll do it at the front here. So you got the luxury dock here, and you can see it just placed there, which is tiny as heck. And then we're going to go to the back of it. I'm assuming this is the back. And this is where we're going to place our storage. Now, split storage is interesting. Split storage does not, well, if you look at it, its connectors are top or bottom. A very unique method of how they do it. Usually it's just... you connect to the side and you can daisy chain them or whatever, depending. I guess it depends on the faction, right? But obviously these guys are a bit different. So what you need to do is use something like this here, the cross here. So you can place a cross here and you can place another one. This is the other interesting part of Split. Split have, everything's are like on like... how do you explain it? Everything's on like a 45-degree angle. Would that be the right angling I'm thinking? Yeah, because 90 would just be in 40. Anyways, they're all tilted, on the side, so they don't snap. And as far as I know, there's no rotation of your pieces until you place them down, click them again till this shows up, and then you hold right-click, and then you can drag it, and then there you go. And then what you can do is you can actually copy the module and paste it, so you don't have to be doing that again, and you can actually copy and paste usually more of them. That didn't work. I don't know, sometimes I can get it to work. Copy, maybe it was the subset. Anyways, you guys will figure that part out over time, but there you go. So we've got these guys working. So now we should be able to place our storage here, hopefully. So we got the container, so we can put the container in there first, I guess. And then I don't know how well these are going to work because they're all side by side. I don't know if they'll fit. They might look a bit funny, but if they fit, they fit, right? So, oh, that's small. So we got container, and then we got liquid. Oh, yeah, they just mash together. That's fine, as long as that's not a problem. And solid. So just double check. You got container, liquid, and solid storage, which is exactly what we want for the long term. Now, if you want... you could also build, and this might be silly, it might be useless to you. You could add solar panels to this. If you add solar panels, that's one requirement that's used quite often for some of the recipes, where now you don't have to ship the energy cells to. That being said, energy cells and shipping them are really easy, really simple. It's not like a headache or much of an effort. Everyone starts with these, and they're not too bad of they're not very expensive either, but I almost don't want to because I just feel like they'll just store up and they'll just be a mess. And I don't really plan on using this base at this point for anything more than my research, honestly. So I've never been a really big fan of the PHQ. I kind of wish that we could get a science module instead for the future of it, but it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and assign a builder. Now, this is going to be the hard part because we need to find a builder. And there is a builder. Oh my goodness, there's one right here. We are lucky as hell. So we'll go ahead and select this guy here, and we'll confirm it, and that's it. And he should have a little icon on them. Yes, excellent. And now we're good. That's the nice part of having solar panels around, being able to see things around there. I wouldn't have normally not been able to see him, so keep in mind that was a good thing. And let's go ahead and, by the way, because this is on the outskirts, I'm just going to warn you that the whole encounter system exists, right? So Xenon and the Cock will actually show up and be really, really annoying over time. So I almost would suggest that you personally don't visit your own station down here. Well, you're going to have to later on anyways, but I'm just letting you know, like, it'll get to a point where a lot of enemies will come and attack it, and you should consider, like, setting up a defense system at that point when you're going back and forth a lot, just because those outsiders will be annoying. They'll hang around enough that if the local police don't show up, they might cause a lot of problems, so... It's just unfortunately one of those things that, I'd like to move this and put it in the center, or better yet, don't want it to exist, or even move it to another sector that I can defend. And I'd feel like there would be more, like it would feel good to have it somewhere else that I am in. When it's so far away and it's in Talati, maybe I want to go to war with Talati later on. It doesn't feel very natural to my gameplay. It kind of has a buzzkill. It kind of kills the immersion slightly. So. But either way, that's just that's gonna be something solved down the road. Don't know if it's gonna be next week, next month, 2 years from now. But it is on the developers' to-do list. There are mods that do move it for you as well, so keep that in mind. So if we go to information here now, we're gonna look at some costs here. So expected construction budget is gonna cost 1.7 million. I do highly recommend you fill this in. It does mean that the outside's gonna help you, but it also means that it'll show up on the trades here. So when you do give it a budget, it will actually show up on here on your trade filters. Probably not right now because the guy's not there, but once he's there and starts the setting up for the build, I can actually send those ships in and do trades with it, and making it a lot easier than having to, micromanage. Like, I'd have to go and find and look and write it down and things like that, but now I'll be able to see the list and I'll just be able to trade it, freely and easily, basically. Okay, so that is it. That's all done for that. We'll leave that alone for now. We'll check it out here maybe at the end of the episode just to, start working on those trades. Now we get to make a new toy. Let's have some fun here. So let's check out who has what right now. So let's not buy ships, but let's rather look at your information. So your storage, buddy, you have very little engine parts. You have no weapon components. Low hull components. You're really dried up right now. What about you today? Okay, you're just as bad, but a little bit more. You got the hull parts, a bit more engine parts. I think even a wee bit more weapon parts. But you're not doing so well. But I think you'll be the one to work with. So we're gonna go medium here. We're gonna look into making ourselves the dragon today. The dragon is probably one of the more overpowered glass cannons in the game, which is really, really freaking cool. Look at that hull, 17k. It is very pathetic when it comes to how awesome the hull is. If you go ahead and check I don't know if we can see their ships yet because I don't think we've actually seen it. Actually, we've seen them in the world, so we might actually see them here. So let's go to dragons here. A, B, C. Would it be not under here? Or is it, maybe they're not always in alphabetical order here. Discover. Maybe it's considered a carrier and destroyer? No, I was going to say, I don't think so. Huh. To be fair, I don't actually see the dragon here. Okay. Well, we're not going to be able to compare it. Anyways, there's another dragon. There's two dragons, actually, and they're completely different. Like, they're exactly the same looking, but their stats are quite different. And one is owned by us, and one's owned by the Free Families. And the Free Families one actually has even less hull. Yeah, but it's faster. So that's kind of the upside of it. It's meant for even a faster kind of ship. But worse hull. And so I thought that's kind of interesting. I was going to share that with you, but I don't see it here. So I guess I will not be sharing that with you. That's weird. I can't believe I can't see. Oh, there it is. There's the dragon. I was just completely blind. So yeah, we don't see the dragon raider, it's called. You can see this one raider, but yeah, it's called the Dragon Raider, and you can see the stats here and some basic information. But it's a fun as hell ship. It's very, very, very freaking weak. I might buy like a Talati shield or something later on for that. But anyways, let's play with this guy. So we're gonna give him some nice engines here. We're not gonna go and buy the best engines because we can afford it actually. 2.4 million. Okay, so this is the best combat engines you normally have, but these guys have even better engines, which it kind of just slightly pushes the bounds. But this is going to be, I think, our main ship anyways, so I think it's worthwhile, like, for combat and stuff like that. So I'm thinking I'll go and splurge on this a bit, just have fun. Let's give it the best combat thrusters. These get a little expensive on medium ships, so we'll give it the best shields for now. Keep in mind, though, the shields are going to for now. We'll get better ones later on. You might actually have better luck. I'm wondering about this. I wonder if we have better luck sending these to the shipyard after instead, the equipment dock, because these are actually really poorly done here. I wonder about that. I've never actually thought of that or tried that, but I'm wondering what happens if we... Yeah, let's try making the best of the best, and let's just see what happens when we make it the worst. And we'll write down the numbers and see if it actually can be changed to something better. So you ready for the guns we're going to use for this? We're going to put the Tau accelerators on here. These weapons are like basically like rapid fire shotguns type idea. They're pretty awesome. They're pretty powerful, and they basically go into cooldown in like seconds. So keep that in mind. But yeah, we'll put 6 of these on. Sorry. And I've seen people do like making this into a torpedo boat as well. So they put like 6 of these torpedoes on here, and then they just fire them all at once, which is pretty cool too. So it's a very versatile, pretty tough little ship when it comes to the offensive part of things. Not so much defense though. Now I have to decide what I'm going to do for protecting it. Now this is where I'm a little worried because I know their weapons kind of suck for turret-wise, and the best way to deal with turrets is rotation speed, and more rotation speed, as well as the speed of the weapon. Beam weapons, I guess, don't have that, so 90 on that. Let's check these bolt ones here. Okay, so 135, 1,000. Okay. Yeah, these are slower and way lower rotation speed. So, and those are meant for bigger hitters, so those wouldn't be good. 149 rotation and 1,800 projectile speed. So that's probably not too bad. And let's check this guy out. Yeah. So I'm thinking I'll do probably the Pulse MK here. I'm not even sure if this is going to be an okay weapon, but it does seem like the rotation speed of the turret is okay. And that's kind of a big deal when it comes to combat and having turrets, especially when you're there. It seems like if they can't turn fast enough and hit the targets, then they're just going to be spinning around trying to target the entire time like an idiot, and you're not going to get far. So software here, we're going to go and give it the best of the best. There you go. And for consumables, honestly, it's up to you. I don't know what we're going to do. You can do the MK1 laser turrets. I'd rather just use those on the MK2. I think those are a waste. I guess, satellites, whatever. It doesn't really matter right now. I don't really care too much on these ones. It's more about later on, other ships. I mean, you might as well put stuff on here so you have it, but it's like, what do I want for this ship? I don't really think I need anything on it. I mean, I guess I can get some satellites on it. I'll just even do normal satellites. I don't have a real need to put anything on this right now, so I'm just going to leave it alone for now. And then crew, you got your captain, and then your service crew. Yes, only 6. This is like the equivalent of like a small heavy fighter, just a bit more in a sense. So that's 6.2 million. I'm curious about this. So, and that was with the best engine, right? Yeah, best engine. So I'm gonna save this as high. Was the other one? Did it use the word high, or was it? Oh, high. Oh, it says more words than that. Okay, high preset. Okay, now what I'm going to do is like super low preset now. So let's say that was 6 million. Let me write that down. 6 million. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to do this again, but minimum preset. So it's like the lowest we can get it. So we have no weapons. You do the all-rounder here. You do this one even. You have your basic software that you require. And then your crew is the basic. Even the crew, I'll do that. So that's 1.7 million. So 1.7 mil. So we're going to try that, and then I'm going to send them to equipment dock, and we'll see if the price can be any different. Because I'm curious. I feel like it was, and I just haven't done that in a very long time. And I think that was like one of the ways that actually lower your costs, and you do like, use two different systems at once. It also depends on equipment dock, items they have. They seem to be okay there actually. So, and this one seems to even be better. So we'll actually see what happens here and go from there. So this guy's going to be almost done here in a second anyways. We might as well wait here. I'd usually just cut it there, but I was like, no, he's already done almost. The next ship I would like to build as well is the Cobra. I'll do the Cobra on another day. We'll have fun with that, but the Cobra is a pretty awesome ship too. It's considered, considered a frigate, and it has 4 turrets on this one and 2 shields on this thing. So it's a pretty badass little ship. It's got 3 hard points at the front, which is not too bad. It moves slower as well, but has more hull. It has the ability to land small ships on it, and it also holds things like the MK2 laser turrets here. It can hold repair drones, so it can actually repair itself. On that sense of things. I think if you have 1 repair drone on a ship like that and then your service crew also repairing, I believe the repairing on the hulls are actually more faster. So this is a pretty cool one. This might be actually better ship for fighting, say, small ships, maybe medium ships to a degree. The Dragon with its firepower, as long as you can aim, it's probably even more powerful, but obviously there's a lot more work because you need to make sure you know how to aim, right? Okay, so let's take our new dragon. We're going to rename it. This is what I'm doing with my own personal ship. So I just take the dragon and I put in #M just to let me know that's a medium ship. And then they show up on the top of the list as well, so I know where they're going. Okay, so we'll try both of them here. So let's say upgrade and repair. And let's do the high preset. So the high preset will put us at the 3.1 million. So that's 4.8 million. So we literally are saving 1.2 million just from that. So 3.15. And let's see if it makes a difference because this guy has more stuff. 3.15. There you go. It actually does a small difference on there. So there you have it. Definitely equipment docks make a huge price difference. I think the reason for that is because the prices are not even just based on supply and demand. It also, even if they had everything at the wharf stocked up fully, I think a big part of it is based on the amount of inventory they have on it. So let's just say they hold 1,000 energy cells, and another station holds like 1,000,000 energy cells. Even though they hold, they have the maximum amount of energy cells there, I guess they're probably more valuable in that sense. So they have a higher sticker price on that because they don't carry as much. I'm guessing it's something to do with that. Or maybe there's just a natural discount when it comes to shipyards, to equipment docks to encourage them. But either way, clearly it's the smart choice here. So we're going to do that. So let's go ahead and get our service crew. We could get Marines. It could help you board ships, things like that, which eventually I'll do that. But right now, this is going to be more for cleaning up Xenon and stuff like that. Eventually, when we do more of the Argon stuff, attacking their ships, things like that, we'll probably look into more getting Marines and sending them on. Though this ship's not really the best for Marines anyways. It only has 6. So unless it gets abandoned, there isn't much you're going to do. You're not going to send a force of 6 Marines onto a ship and take it over when they have like 50 crew, right? So we'll go to add that to our shopping list, and we'll confirm. It'll actually take 3 minutes for it to do that, obviously, once it gets there. But that should work. So we'll have that for next time. We'll play around with that a bit. I also need to do some more exploration. I want to do these guys over here, so I want to kind of get all around here. I also want to get around here. I want to check out the Xenon and stuff, and then eventually you're going to work south. We'll do that on our fast Pegasus ship, obviously, because that's kind of important to just kind of go through those as fast as possible. It's going to be more like go with quite a bit of cuts in there. I'm not going to do like my vanilla series where it felt like I had like 7 episodes of just exploration. So far, we've only had, one episode technically, so I'll make them longer and just more meat and potatoes, as in we just get as many done as possible using the fastest ships as possible. Just kind of gliding through and just seeing what's there. But yeah, everything is going really well. Let's check out our thing down here. Did you finally make it down there, my friend? Yes, you're there. So we can do our trading here finally. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can do it with Talati without too much of a headache. So we'll add Talati, Stone Legion into the mix here. And so let's grab the traders that are available right now. So if we open trade here, if you zoom in here, it should show up in your green color. Interesting. It's not actually working the way I thought it would. I don't know why, actually. Usually, let's get rid of all the filters then. Maybe there's a filter that actually screws it up. No. Okay, let's play this. I think when you do these filters, you can actually tell it to go to your own stuff. So, sell offer. So, let's say yours only. Yeah, there is something weird here. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see if we can play around with this. It should. Maybe it's already actually covered everything. I actually never thought of that. Maybe it's already covered all the items. No, because it says 950k there. Restrict trade to other factions. No, we just want to do trade ourselves. That is interesting. I wonder if that has... Yeah, there should be the build trade menu here for us to see, but apparently not today. Well, that's just a shame. Okay, well, what we can do anyways is we can go... Oh, look at this. They're actually getting those in there. Oh, wow. Okay, you know what? Maybe they are taking care of it. That guy's got a bunch of Claytronics, energy cells, things like that. Let's see if what happens if we right-click over here then. See, trade to... I think we can go trade, build. And yeah, they have currently no offers. Yeah, I guess they've already taken care of it. So that's it. We don't need to touch anything. They're just going to do it for us. That's interesting. So next episode is probably going to be actually an episode where we're dealing with this. It's going to be a bit of an annoying episode. We're probably going to even let whatever happens, we're just going to ignore it because it will become annoying. I'm just going to show you what happens because I think I've experienced an issue what's going to happen in our space. But anyways, yeah, I'm just looking at these guys here. Yeah. Interesting. So it's already done, I guess. We're just going to leave it as is. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that off, and yeah, we'll just ignore it. He'll start doing his building here soon, and then off camera, obviously, you're gonna get a message from the little dude. He's gonna say something like, "Oh, come and land on the thing or whatever." And then I guess the next episode, what we'll do is we'll just actually do that. We'll come by, we'll land on there, and then we'll go and do our episode starting from there. So, anyways, I think that's it. I think we've covered everything. For once, we have kind of a shorter episode, which is nice. They've been kind of long lately, so kind of always nice to get something a little shorter here. But things have been going really, really well, which I'm really happy with that. And yeah, so honestly, we'll just wait for that to finish. Next episode, we'll go ahead and we'll check out our new station, land there, continue the plot mission from there, and basically unlock research. And then from there, we can start learning, research like teleportation, mods, blueprint hacking, basically, and things like that. And yeah, it'll save us a few bucks. Anyways, thank you guys and girls so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and we'll see wonderful people next time. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.